Hey guys, at Horror Critic here, and today we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th, Part 4, or Friday the 13th, the final chapter. It's the third sequel in the Friday the 13th series, and arguably the best in the entire franchise, by many. As the title suggests, this was supposed to be the final chapter, which these movies seem to proclaim quite a bit. But as the sequels tell, this was most definitely not the final chapter. So, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, is an interesting little movie. The kills in this movie, I must say, are my favorite kills of the series just because they're so brutal in the way they're done. Each one of the kills is very memorable. I would have to say my favorite is actually at the end with Jason. That's one thing that's really different about this movie is the fact that Jason is just completely mutilated in this movie. By the end of it, his head should technically be nothing but like a pile of mush. So that's yeah, Tom Savini, excellent job with special effects at the end. His face after the machete clings against his mask and knocks it off into the floor. Fantastic makeup effects. Like his face, though it's not too similar to Part Three's, just looks great. It looks very similar to the first movie, how it would have been grown up, and it is just great. Corey Feldman's in this movie. You know, he went on to fame in the more famous movies like The Goonies, but with this, he does a really good job in this movie for sure. I definitely do enjoy him in this movie. He basically just plays a little kid who's kind of interested in makeup effects and stuff like that. He makes masks. He makes all sorts of props and stuff like that. And by the end of the movie, he realizes that Jason is kind of like him in a sort of way. So he shaves his head because he feels that he's kind of similar in appearance. And so he tries to get into Jason's head, which he kind of does successfully, which is kind of reminiscent of the second movie when Ginny, she got into Jason's head by pretending to be his mother. Well, this is kind of Tommy gets into Jason's head by pretending to be a younger version of himself. So that is definitely an interesting way for this movie to go. Crispin Glover's in this movie, and his character interacts with another one of the characters, and they have some of the funniest dialogue in the entire Friday the 13th series. That's for sure. A lot of stuff about dead, limp, stuff like that. Dead fucks, stuff like that. It's great humor with their magic computer in the back of the van. Fantastic humor. I must say, I really do enjoy Friday the 13th, the final chapter. It's definitely a great film in the series. And once again, this is another one of those movies where I'm like, do I like this one better than the original? Or the second one? Or the third one? The original, yeah, I do. But the second or the third one, I'm just not sure. I mean, they're all kind of similar. At times, like, this one's my favorite. I'd probably say this one's my favorite more often than not, though. I love the poster with the hockey mask. It's got a knife. It's got a knife right through the eye hole of the mask. There's blood poured all around it. Fantastic cover, fantastic film. One of the I'd say if you're wanting to watch some slasher movies, watch this one. Like if you want to watch a Friday the 13th movie, watch this one because this one's just so fantastic. I love the look of Jason in this movie. Even Ted White, who plays Jason, plays him a lot differently than Richard Brooker played him in Part 3. He's a lot faster moving, aggressive in this movie. But it's a very interesting take, and I do love the way he's played, especially the scene whenever he bursts through the cabin door and he throws the hammer at the main character. And she it just barely misses her head, and you can kind of tell it's on the line, but it still looks fantastic. Which is also just like the scene in 3 where he takes the knife out of his leg and he throws it at the girl. Very similar to that. But Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, fantastic little movie, but no, it was not the final chapter. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a good October 4th.